افتتح السيد الرئيس عبد الفتاح السيسي صباح اليوم المرحلة الرابعة.
President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi this morning inaugurated the fourth phase, the fourth stage of the expansion and refurbishment work at the Armed Forces Medical Complex. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi was updated by Major General Harun Abu Sahli, the Chief of the Medical Services of the Armed Forces, on what has been done to develop and upgrade the efficiency of the hospital, how the central laboratories of the Armed Forces have been developed, how other administrative and medical buildings have been set up. Several numerous projects have been set up. The medical complex at Al-Kubba has a bed capacity of 1,750 beds, portioned out as follows: 300 beds to intensive care unit, as well as less number of beds to theater wing. The armed forces, as briefed, as President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi was briefed, the armed forces have been working hard to develop all of its medical facilities in order to cater to growing medical needs of the armed forces personnel. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi also opened some more medical facilities through video conference. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi urged that all medical facilities of the armed forces, as well as the public sector, should always be developed and brought into line with state of the art. Now, the president, through video conference, the commander, actually, because it's an armed forces facility, the commander of the diagnostic laboratories asked for President Abdel Fattah's permission in order to give him permission to unveil a plaque marking the opening of the diagnostic laboratories of the medical complex of the armed forces. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi is making some questions to commanders about the bed capacity and how the central medical facility should be able to follow up and monitor all the other smaller or satellite medical facilities affiliated to it. He is asking about the cost, and he was just told that the entire project carries 40 million Egyptian pounds in cost. What we have been doing here at the medical facilities, let me tell my colleagues attending with me here, whether they be military personnel or civil or civilians, what we are doing, we have been doing has been building and raising our capacity to cope with changes and to cope with the growing number of users of these medical facilities, the President has been saying. You didn't tell me.
كنا اختصرنا الوقت. احنا دلوقتي ماشي نكمل شغلنا ونعمل ده عشان يبقى ولو في حاجه ثانيه موجوده.
If there is any other facility, if they want to inquire, I can.
زي ما انا بتكلم دلوقتي كده حسن ستلوى هارون وبهاء لو كان موجود.
According to what His Excellency Major General Harun, the President is asking.
كويس. بعد ال3 سنين هنعمل ايه؟
He's asking the commander of the medical complex at Al-Kubba, Major General Harun Abu Sahli, about the newly introduced medical equipment. Here, the President is urging that all medical equipment should, that the maintenance of the medical equipment recently introduced to the complex will be maintained within the first 3 years only. So the President is making inquiry about what's beyond the 3 years of guarantee. How can we maintain these equipment or replace them?
ازاي احنا بنشتغل في حاجتنا بنعمل المشروع ونصرف عليه مظبوط وندور على تكلفة مالية تيجي منه تصرف عليه بعد كده.
In the army, as an army man, I'm speaking, the President is saying, as an army man, in the army have always been seeking to build or launch our projects and then try to make our project commercial to give us yields in order to be able to spend on the project and provide maintenance for all equipment, whether in the medical sector or not. We 5 or 6 months ago, we've been talking with the Minister of Health, haven't we? Well, we have been talking about how to build an institutional entity to take care of all public hospitals, to provide for equipment, maintenance and medical supplies. We have been talking about this again and again. Some, if I understood rightly, some of these institutional facilities have already been set up. Some of them why have I been saying so? I've been saying so because we would like to let the private sector to make input into managing public hospitals in order to provide for the financial assistance and money needed to upgrade, renovate and refurbish all hospitals which have been in dire need of financial assistance to operate and to have all equipment maintained. We have always to tell the public that we have a certain capacity, and our capacity as such, for example, may not be able to cater to your public needs. So the public have to know this very well. So we have to raise the efficiency and the capacity of all hospitals in collaboration with the private sector. By doing so, we are going to broaden the range of medical services rendered by public hospitals. For example, institutions like Masr al-Khair or Egypt Goodness or Charity, which is a private charity establishment or organization, may also be invited to take care of public hospitals by contributing money or assistance. For example, we may be able to, through contributing money, 2 million or 3 million or whatever, we will be able in a few months to make medical services available to all members of the public at affordable prices. As President of the Republic, I'd like to receive all done notice that you have done whatever you have been ordered to do. Integral hospitals, the issue of the so-called integral hospitals has always been discussed again and again, but so far nothing tangible has been achieved. So we have to cater to the public needs, to needs of members of the public, that they need hospitals, upgraded hospitals, and when we have to tell the public that such integral hospitals would be ready for use. Let me come back again to maintenance and replacement of medical facilities. whether these be at military hospitals or public hospitals. Of course, replacement and maintenance of such equipment are known to carry an immense cost, and of course the appropriation already made by the army budget to replace and maintain medical equipment at military hospitals is not thought to be enough at all. The President Abdel Fattah Sisi is now listening to Commander Baha, Major General Medical Officer Major General Baha, who is the commander of the military medical hospital. He is answering the President's question on the maintenance. He's saying that we have been in cooperation and collaboration with the Ministry of Health to maintain medical facilities kept by military hospitals at affordable prices. What do you mean? What do you mean, Baha? If I used to get such a piece of medical equipment for $100 2 years ago, now only £50 for this piece of equipment? The answer has been in the affirmative. So the audience applauded the senior commander of the medical services for what they thought the correct answer expected by the President. We need to provide medical supplies, medicines. We have to buy medical supplies for the army in a bulk manner. Medical supplies for medical facilities or public hospitals have to be purchased in bulk, rather than individually, to get a more affordable and better price for such equipment and medical supplies. I have to tell you something. I don't mind doing so for private sector hospitals if they are so willing, because actually the Egypt's money it's Egypt's money or finance which is used to pay for all these facilities which provide horrendous medical services to members of the public, whether it be the army or the Ministry of Health. So President Abdel Fattah Sisi also instructed that the military medical college has to have its efficiency raised and to have its medical BA degree in medicine certificate be equaled to similar certificates given by civil medical colleges. I have to raise the efficiency of the military of Egypt's Armed Forces Military Medical College by twinning with international renowned universities, which then will be awarding me their own certificate after assessing the level of medical learning attained by our military college students. We've been wondering whether we can hire teachers from outside, from abroad, to do this with our teachers. Is it possible or not? We have to tell everyone that Egyptians are capable. We have to believe that Egyptians are really capable. Yes, Egyptians, I am, as in my capacity as the President, I firmly believe that all Egyptians are quite capable of doing anything. Nothing impossible for them, but we have to groom them, we have to train them in doing what we want them to do. In one way or another, if the if the civil sector, medical sector, would like to contribute to raising the efficiency of military college, it's okay. They are most welcome.
ونقدر نقول ناخد 100 200 ويبقى المنظومه اللي احنا عملناها بقت كمان بتضخ للقطاع الايه؟
The enrollment system then will be making input of highly trained, highly groomed military medical doctors into even the civil sector. By doing so, we will have made a shift in the medical sector by creating a new medical college, the military medical college, which is run by the armed forces, which also will be beneficial to the armed forces and the public civil sector as well. In which case we're going to have state-of-the-art, to have well-trained, well-educated medical staff as well as nursing staff. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi paid tribute to the high level of medical services given by the armed forces. Kubr al-Qubba medical complex as very high, and as opening its gate to members of the public, appreciating everyone who have been in charge of refurbishment and upgrading of this medical complex. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi made an inspection tour of newly inaugurated hospitals like the Internal Disease Hospital, the Hospital for Emergency and Accidents, as well as Diagnostic Hospital, and so on. This is footage of the newly inaugurated medical complex at the eastern Cairo suburb neighborhood of Kubr al-Qubba, which has a bed capacity of 50 beds, and this medical complex keeps its doors open to both military personnel as well as civilians at affordable fees and charge. This is